Imagine you're trying to move a statue weighing perhaps 50 tons or more. Now, every time you move one like that, you are going to cut down palm trees. It's absolutely inevitable.
Archaeologists realized that over the years, the statues became more elaborate and also bigger and bigger. So big that one unfinished statue is more than 60 feet tall and weighs about 400 tons.
Statues were getting bigger through time. The palm forest was getting successively depleted.
It was as if statue building had become a competitive obsession, with each tribe trying to outdo the others with ever more magnificent carvings.
The impact on the palm forest must have been progressively more and more disastrous.
Obsession became mania, a craving that required more and more trees to satisfy it.
By the time palm trees got scarce on Easter Island, everybody on the island knew that they were in trouble. They loved palm trees. That's how they made their good canoes. That's how they rolled their statues. No palm trees equals we can't move our statues anymore.
But by now, nothing could stop the frenzy of destruction.
In the case of Easter Island, it's a fairly small island. You could stand on the summit of Easter Island and see the whole place. The person who cut down the last tree must have known that it was the last tree, but they still cut it down. This is the most amazing example in the world of total deforestation by people.
The effect was devastating. Without trees, the rains would have washed away their precious soil. Crops would have failed. There was no wood for canoes, so no more fish. And no canoes also meant no escape. The Easter Islanders were trapped in a hell of their own making. So they turned on each other and the gods who'd failed them.
Finally, they just boxed themselves into a real corner where there wasn't much left to do except fight over what little was left.
My explanation for the collapse of the Easter Island civilization is ecological disaster. That's to say, everything went wrong with the ecology of the island, and the reason for that was people. It was a man-made ecological disaster.
Easter Island society, it seemed, had self-destructed. For many scientists, the story of Easter Island's collapse was nothing less than a parable for the whole world.
Easter Island is isolated in the Pacific, just as the Earth is isolated in space. They overused what might have been renewable resources, and the result was an ecological disaster which brought about the collapse of their civilization. Is there not here a lesson for planet Earth?